In moments of tranquility, as the city lights flicker up and down, we begin to realize that, on the journey of life, we have the opportunity to connect with numerous people, and encounter a variety of different personalities. Imagine each person living on this planet as an isolated island, and the friendships between individuals playing the role of bridges, connecting these personal universes. Therefore, when a lack of friendship arises, invisible barriers emerge, confining you to your own island with no chance to interact, to connect with those around you. When loneliness becomes a fear, when the absence of friends causes emotional storms, that's the moment when we must upgrade our boats and set sail from our islands to seek connection. If you seek additional courage to catch the winds that will propel your boat into the open sea, sit down here and join us in listening to these principles that can help you understand more about the absence of social relationships. 1. Trust. At the peak of Mount Olympus, the dwelling place of Greek gods, there is a special tale about a deity named Elenos. Unlike other gods, Elenos doesn't possess sparkling eyes like Apollo, lacks the majestic strength of Zeus, and doesn't exude the sacred beauty of Aphrodite. In fact, he is the god of tranquility and mystery, a phenomenon that begins when the shadow of trust forms in Elenos's mind. Elenos was once a dreamer who believed that tranquility and mystery could create an exquisite beauty that few could appreciate. However, everything changed when Elenos shared his dream with other gods. He approached with excitement, a sincere attitude to share his ideals with friends, but all he received in return was laughter and responses born out of disdain. They couldn't understand the value of tranquility and the mystical beauty that Elenos cherished. Lack of trust from peers made Elenos feel isolated and detached, leading to the formation of the shadow of trust. It began to influence his soul, causing his belief in friendship to fade away. Elenos withdrew, living in seclusion, in moments of silence without anyone to share with. Every time Elenos tried to open his heart and initiate a friendship, the shadow of trust would lurk, causing his trust to vanish. He feared rejection, fearing that they would dismiss and ridiculed the ideal values he always pursued. In the intricate dance of relationships, the shadow of trust issues can be a closed door on one's journey to building friendships. When encountering someone lacking in social relationships, Stoic philosophy advises not to hastily attribute it to their own shortcomings, because we can't know what pains they might have endured in the past to lead them to their present circumstances. Stoic philosophy sets a profound lesson for scholars about the importance of careful consideration and reflection before bestowing trust upon someone. Gain accurate awareness of the complexities within human relationships, and from there, you will shape the most appropriate way to address concerns related to trust within yourself. If you're seeking an ideal friendship, focus on the ethical aspects of yourself, as carrying meaningful values within will gradually attract those with similar energy. 2. Independence. Explaining why someone doesn't have many friends, Stoic philosophers teach that it may be a sign of independence. In a small town nestled amid lush green hills, there is a young man named Alex, renowned for his strong sense of independence since his school days. While other kids often relied on friends for help with challenging assignments, Alex was always seen accomplishing everything on his own. However, over time, the admired independence became a barrier in Alex's life. Engrossed in personal goals, Alex forgot that everyone needs social relationships. He wasn't invited to parties with friends and colleagues, and he lacked relationships to initiate dating. The smile on Alex's face diminished, and although his face wasn't stern, its perpetual seriousness made everyone around him feel distant, causing them to avoid this independent and determined person. While individuals are encouraged to nurture independence and autonomy, however, in the fast-paced life of modern society, it's essential to acknowledge that when autonomy becomes excessively strong and rigid, it can sometimes hinder certain aspects of life. Building an independent and self-sufficient character is as important as cultivating social relationships. Recognizing the importance of balance, Stoic philosophy advises that we actively allocate time for social communication. Despite busy schedules and introverted lifestyles, we must engage in communal activities to develop personal relationships, enhance individual happiness indices, build communication skills, and create new opportunities for holistic personal growth and improvement. 3. Differences. Another principle that Stoic philosophy identifies as a cause of social relationship deficiency is differences. Every individual existing in this world is an independent entity, and it's certain that none of us are entirely alike. Therefore, Stoic philosophy advises accepting these differences and considering them as factors beyond our control. While everyone's interests may vary, philosophers teach us to focus our minds on commonalities, such as shared values, shared emotions, and life experiences. By emphasizing commonalities between individuals, we can establish meaningful relationships in society. Similar to the story of the snow goddess Althea, a deity living in a mystical mythological world, on a remote island named Eldoria. Althea is an optimistic yet solitary soul, isolated from the outside world, because she must stay on this island to control snow and cold winds, preventing the island from being affected by negative forces. However, for this reason, Althea's heart becomes lonely and desperately craves connection with the outside world. One day, as the sun rose, Althea noticed a distant figure on the shoreline. It was Eros, a mischievous love deity who frequently roamed between worlds. Sensing the loneliness in Althea's heart, overlooking the differences between Althea and himself, he decided to challenge that loneliness. Eros didn't approach Althea in a conventional way. Instead, he used his magical bow to shoot a love arrow into Althea's heart. When love arrived, Althea felt a new strength, warmth, and intimacy she had never experienced before. Although initially hesitant and anxious about change, Althea was fortunate that Eros didn't let her down. He conversed with Althea, sharing stories about the outside world, about diversity, and the connection among deities. It was also through Eros that Althea began to understand that differences don't necessarily lead to loneliness. From then on, Althea became more open, and she and Eros became companions. They shared joys and sorrows, went on many adventures together, explored new things, and gradually, Althea no longer felt lonely. Thanks to Eros's connection, the island of Eldoria later became not only a hiding place for Althea, but also a meeting point for other deities, where connection and friendship surpassed differences. The story of Althea and Eros becomes a lesson about embracing diversity and valuing connections in all forms. When faced with differences in interests and perspectives, we can still build friendships based on the bridge of curiosity and our sincere hearts. 4. Sincerity and honesty. Have you ever heard the story of friendship between a boy and an apple tree? There was a boy who used to frequent the forest behind his house. He would eat apples from a tree in that forest, climb and play on its branches, and even make flower crowns from its leaves, imagining himself as a true king of the forest. Whenever it got hot, after playing and feeling tired, the apple tree would provide shade for him to rest. The apple tree trusted the boy, and their sincere friendship. However, as time passed, the boy grew up, and his visits to the apple tree became less frequent. He started making new friends and pursuing new interests, but fortunately, he still visited the apple tree occasionally. One day, when the boy arrived and saw the apple tree looking quite sad, he looked straight at it and asked, "What happened to you, my friend?" The apple tree replied despondently, "Why don't you come and play with me anymore? Why don't you climb my branches, imagine yourself as a king like before?"
A king needs money, and I have nothing.
The boy replied gloomily.
But that's okay, you have apples, pick them and sell them, then I will have money, and I can become a king like you said.
The boy continued speaking and plucked the apples from the tree. However, contrary to what he had said, he never returned to the apple tree, even though it had waited for him for a very long time. One day, he appeared again, wearing a sad expression. "Why did it take you so long to come back?" the apple tree asked.
I've encountered many problems in life. Everyone around me has families and children, only I don't because I don't have a home.
The boy replied sadly. "Cut my branches and build whatever you want for yourself. I hope you will be happy," the apple tree said. As soon as the tree spoke, the boy immediately cut off all the branches, built a house for himself, got married, and enjoyed life until old age. However, he didn't remember that the apple tree had once been his friend. One day, he returned to the forest, and instead of being happy to reunite with the apple tree, he complained about life.
I'm tired of everything. I want to go somewhere where I don't have to see anyone. I need a boat, but I don't know where to get one.
The apple tree remained silent, looking at its old friend with sadness. However, the man took out a saw, made a few cuts, and cut down the tree to make a boat. When finished, he left without looking back at the old, shattered stump he left behind. As time passed, rain frequently watered the decayed remains of the apple tree, the sun warmed the soil around it, and wild animals sometimes climbed up and rested, enjoying life. However, the apple tree was not happy with anything. It no longer saw meaning in the things it once valued, more than anything in the world. But the world still existed, and one day, a small green shoot sprouted from its soul, quickly turning into a beautiful, lively young apple tree. It began to live and learn, to enjoy each new day. However, one day, a small boy came and said,
"Hello, let's be friends."
The apple tree trembled with all its branches, but didn't answer him. It no longer believed in sincere and honest friendship. Through this story, we can draw the lesson that the heart of a friendship lies in loyalty and honesty. Even when relationships fade, Stoic philosophy encourages us to maintain honesty and trust. 5. Lack of social skills. As Marcus Aurelius once asserted, we should accept the twists of fate and embrace those we encounter on life's journey with a sincere heart. Before stepping into the intricate world of society, accept yourself with all its traits and values. Acknowledge that every individual, regardless of their social abilities, carries intrinsic values that can't be denied. Stoic philosophy establishes a robust foundation for genuine relationships, unburdened by the impositions of the self. Stoics, with their resilient spirit, strive to develop in every aspect of life. Applying this principle to the development of social skills implies not imposing unnecessary pressure by engaging in significant social events. Instead, gradually immerse oneself in diverse situations. This helps build confidence in a unique way, reflecting the developmental mindset of Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius' words on love for those whom fate brings into our lives become profoundly meaningful. When approaching social relationships, consider it as a compass. Focus on human qualities, such as kindness, empathy, and understanding. By incorporating Stoic values into relationships, you not only elevate yourself, but also contribute positively to the constructive energy within society. Ask profound questions, demonstrate a special interest in others' perspectives, and create an atmosphere of sincere and open dialogue. Through this video, we have explored the principles that lead to a lack of social relationships. If you find the content we share helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue accompanying us on the next journey. Thank you for watching our video. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.